In a small town with a pattern of peaceful days and quiet nights, there occurred an incident that shook the community to its core. It was a homicide, a murder most foul, that happened one stormy night. Incidentally, it was the same night of the town's annual fair where laughter usually drowned out any whispers of danger. The perpetrator, a man known for his devilish temper and sly demeanor, had condemned himself with his own actions. But amidst the chaos and panic that followed, the town rallied together, determined to seek justice for the victim and their family. The investigation, led by the local sheriff, revealed a passable amount of evidence, enough to warrant suspicion but not yet sufficient for a conviction. Yet the sheriff remained contented in his pursuit of the truth, knowing that every lead brought them closer to closure. With a heavy heart, the victim's family sought a variety of justice, hoping that the meager facts they possessed would be enough to see the culprit brought to justice. The town, almost paralyzed with fear, united in solidarity against the evil that had infiltrated their midst. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the town refused to be afraid, refusing to let the memory of the tragedy dull their spirits. They found solace in each other's company, finding comic relief in the antics of the local comedian who never failed to bring a smile to their faces. But even amidst the laughter, there lingered a sense of unease, a nagging feeling that justice had yet to be served. Some whispered that the culprit was stupid to believe they could escape punishment, while others held on to the hope that the truth would eventually come to light. And then, just when it seems like the case would remain unsolved forever, a breakthrough occurred. A renewed effort by the sheriff and his deputies uncovered a hint of evidence that had previously gone unnoticed, leading them straight to the door of the guilty party. As the sun set on the town once more, casting its light over the streets, the townsfolk gathered to celebrate the transparency of their community, where no secret could remain hidden for long. And in that moment, as they stood united against the darkness, they knew that no evil could ever beat the strength of their collective resolve. Okay, let's discover and learn some new words that were mentioned in the story we just heard. First word is incident. It means an event or occurrence. For example, the incident at the factory caused a temporary shutdown. Next word, incidentally. It means by the way. For example, I heard they're hiring new staff in the cafe. Incidentally, did you know they're also renovating the interior? Next word is pattern. It means repeated arrangements. For example, the wallpaper had a floral pattern that added charm to the room. Next word is homicide. It means killing of one person by another. For example, the police are investigating the homicide that occurred last night in the neighborhood. Next term is to the core. It's used to emphasize the depth or fundamental nature of something. For example, her family is English to the core. Next word is foul. It can mean offensive or disgusting. For example, the foul smell emanating from the garbage bin made everyone in the room uncomfortable. Next word is annual fair. The annual fair brought together people from all over the town eager to enjoy the rides, games, and delicious food. For example, the annual fair is a cherished tradition in our community offering fun and excitement for people of all ages. Next word is perpetrator. A perpetrator is someone who commits a crime or wrongdoing. For example, the police are still searching for the perpetrator responsible for the burglary last night. Next word is drown out. It means to cover with a louder sound or to suppress something by making it inaudible. For example, the loud music from the party drowned out the noise of the passing traffic. Next word is to condemn. It means to sentence. For example, the city condemned the old building due to its structural instability, ordering its demolition for safety reasons. Next word, devil. The term devil typically refers to a supernatural being, often associated with evil or temptation in various religious and cultural beliefs. For example, according to the folklore, the devil is said to tempt humans into making immoral choices that lead them astray from righteousness. Next word is sly. It's someone who is clever, cunning, or deceitful, often in a secretive or sneaky manner. For example, the sly cat quietly sneaked up on the unsuspecting mouse. Next word is demeanor. It means attitude. For example, despite the stressful situation, she maintained a calm and composed demeanor, reassuring those around her. Next word is chaos. It means complete disorder or confusion. For example, a sudden storm plunged the city into chaos, with streets flooded, traffic snarled, and residents scrambling for shelter. Next word is rally. It means to come together for a common purpose. For example, despite the setbacks, the team managed to rally and win the championship with their teamwork. Next word is passable. It means just good enough to be acceptable, or it means satisfactory. For example, her cooking skills were only passable, but she managed to prepare a decent meal for her guests. Next word is contented. It means satisfied. For example, she had to contented with numerous obstacles on her path to success, but her perseverance ultimately paid off. Next word is sheriff. They are law enforcement officers in a country. For example, the sheriff arrived at the scene of the crime to investigate the incident and ensure public safety in the community. Next word is sought. It is past tense and past participle of the verb seek, meaning to try to find or obtain something. For example, after years of searching, she finally found the rare book she had sought for so long. Next word is suspicion. It's the feeling or belief that someone is likely guilty. For example, her sudden disappearance raised suspicion among her friends and family, leading them to suspect foul play. Next word is warranty. It is a written guarantee. The new car came with a 5-year warranty, giving the buyer peace of mind regarding potential repairs during that time. Next word is meager. It is lacking in quantity or quality, often describing something that is insufficient or inadequate. For example, despite his hard work, he could only afford to live on a meager income, struggling to make ends meet. Next word is possess. It means have or own something. For example, she was delighted to possess a rare piece of artwork that had been passed down through generations in her family. Next word is culprit. It is a person or thing responsible for a crime or wrongdoing. For example, after a thorough investigation, the police finally identified the culprit behind a series of burglaries in the neighborhood. Next word is solidarity. It is union or fellowship arising from common responsibilities and interests. For example, the community showed remarkable solidarity in coming together to support those affected by the natural disaster, providing aid and assistance to rebuild their lives. Next word is infiltrate. It means enter or gain access to an organization, place, or etc. The spy managed to infiltrate the enemy's headquarters, gathering valuable information without being detected. Next word is dull. It means lacking interest, excitement, or sharpness. For example, the lecture was so dull that many of the students struggled to stay awake. Next word is solace. It means comfort or consolation in a time of sadness. For example, in times of grief, she found solace in the soothing embrace of nature, finding peace and healing in its tranquil beauty. Next word is comic. Something humorous or funny, or it can be related to comic books or strips. For example, the novel is comic and tragic. Next word is linger. It means wait around or to stay in a place longer than necessary. For example, the scent of her perfume lingered in the room long after she had departed. Next word is unease, a feeling of discomfort and inconvenience. For example, as the storm clouds gathered overhead, a sense of unease settled over the town, anticipating the approaching tempest. Next word is breakthrough, a significant development or achievement that advances knowledge, technology, or understanding. For example, the scientists' research led to a major breakthrough in the treatment of a previously incurable disease. Next word is deputies. It means individuals appointed to assist or act on behalf of a higher ranking official or authority figure. For example, the sheriff assigned his deputies to patrol the outskirts of the town while he investigated the recent string of burglaries. Next word is guilty party, the individual or group responsible for a wrongdoing or offense. For example, after a thorough investigation, the detective was able to identify the guilty party behind the vandalism spree in the neighborhood. Next word is to renew. It means to resume an activity after an interruption. For example, she decided to renew her gym membership for another year to continue her fitness journey. Next word is hint. It means clue or sign. For example, she dropped a hint about her favorite restaurant, hoping her friends would take the hint and choose it for her birthday dinner. Next word is townsfolk. Residents or inhabitants of a town or a small community, or townspeople. For example, the townsfolk gathered in the square for the annual summer festival, enjoying games, food, and live music together. Next word is transparent. It means clear or easily understood. For example, the company's policies on employee benefits are transparent, ensuring everyone understands their entitlements and rights. Next word is moment. It's a brief period of time. For example, their first meeting was a moment they would never forget, making the beginning of a lifelong friendship. Last word is to beat. To beat can have several meanings depending on the context. It can mean to strike repeatedly, to defeat in a competition or conflict. For example, Despite their underdog status, the team managed to beat the reigning champions in a thrilling match. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and picked up some new vocabulary along the way.